Thank you, Honorable Ndindi. We can go to order number 8. Yes, Honorable Nyikal.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker. As we go to order number 8, Mr. Speaker, I rise to seek your guidance on the issue of tabling and contents
of the issue of.
Mr. Speaker, as we go to order number 8, I rise to seek your guidance on the issue of tabling and contents of committee reports in regard to bills. Mr. Speaker, although what I'm saying arises from my observation on the bill we are discussing now, I think it's an issue that we should address as a House. To begin with, Mr. Speaker, we tend to get reports very late, and so that often members actually do not get time to benefit from what the committees have worked on and even the stakeholder issues they have raised. And two, Mr. Speaker, most of the reports that I've seen that relate to bills normally they are done in a very clear fashion. You have the stakeholder meetings, they are reported as verbatim as there, but then you will have a schedule of observations, a schedule of recommendations, and in the case of a bill, Mr. Speaker, a schedule of amendments. It therefore makes it very easy for members not to go through all the details of the stakeholder discussions, but to focus on this and make quick decisions. That was missing in this particular report, and Mr. Speaker, you have to go through all the reports of the discussions, and then you get observations on a particular group and the committee observations, and in the end, we did not get good clearance. Mr. Speaker, why I raised those two issues of the time of tabling and the content, Mr. Speaker, when you have very important bills such as this one, it is the committee work that guides what the members' discussion. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, we may have to even go into our rules and procedure rules in the House and actually go back and say we cannot have bills discussed before the committee gives a report and give a time, for example, 2 days before the discussion starts. And maybe in exceptional cases, with the leave of the Speaker, we can do that. Mr. Speaker, I thought I would raise this because I'm finding that the use of the committee reports is actually being eroded. And therefore, I think that is a very, very important bit of legislation at the committee stage, Mr. Speaker. I thought I would raise this. I've noted it in this, but I've noted it before. But this is a particularly important bill that should have gotten all the attention that we required and all the guidance from the committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Nyikal, I think you are suffering from being absent in the House. The matter you are raising was very ably raised by your chief whip when this bill was being called for second reading. And his complaint was that the report had been just laid and members needed time to read through. By now, I'm sure members have read the report. What is even more important is that the report and the content is more useful at the committee of the whole. That's when you can make changes to the bill arising out of the committee recommendations. That's when you can file your amendments if you wish. But I get your point, and the clerk will address some of the issues you have raised. Let's call order number 8. Yes, Honorable Junet. On the same issue?
Mr. Speaker, on budget policy statement.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, the budget policy statement issue has been explained here by the chairman. I want the majority leader to give me an ear, Mr. Speaker, through you. Mr. Speaker, The budget policy statement is one of the most important documents in the budget making process in this House, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, it was supposed to be laid here by 15th of February, Mr. Speaker, and we are already late by 5 days. Today is 20th, Mr. Speaker. It was laid, but we have lost time. Mr. Speaker, I'm of the view that going forward, it is either we change our standing orders so that it can be committed to relevant committees when we are away, or we change the Public Finance Management Act so that the timelines can be increased from 14 days to 21 days, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is the document that informs how our budget will look like in the next financial year, Mr. Speaker. And I know members are asking, are we implementing it? But this is the framework. This is the document that every member must take very, very serious, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge through the majority leader that bring an amendment to the Finance Act so that we can increase the timeline. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Junet, again, what you are complaining about has actually been cured. The standing order says it has to be laid by 15th. It was laid on the 15th. And it has to take 14 days. Ndindi Nyoro has asked that we extend by 7 days to 21 days. So your worries are taken care of. Next order.
Order number 8, the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 75 of 2023, second reading.
Honorable Mbandi, you are on the floor, but there's a point of order by Chepkonga. Hold your horses. Order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I raise pursuant to Standing Order number 95 as read together with Standing Order number 83. But, Mr. Speaker, before I raise that point of order, I thought my very good friend, the Honorable Musa Sirma, who is the chair of CDF, had very important information to communicate to this House, particularly when the Honorable Stephen Mule was welcoming his students. We thought that the students will go back home knowing that CDF has been released.
Can you raise your point of order in relation to order number 8?
No, I was just trying to eliminate.
And Honorable Sirma, you don't have to stand up simply because your name was mentioned. Go ahead.
You want
no, Chepkonga.
Yes, go ahead.
Raise your point of order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Moses Sirma, take your seat.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. He needs to take a cue to raise a point of order himself. Mr. Speaker, this matter has been ably canvassed in this House. And, Mr. Speaker, without anticipating debate in the next standing order, in the next debate, Mr. Speaker, which is extremely very important,